I love how while at the end of the episode we have one of the most scariest beings alive revived, just this monster of carnage. Madara's just chilling there like, give me my sunglasses and give me some lemonade so I can just chill out. It's like, this dude, this is foreshadowing of how much of a badass he is and will always be. Now, a lot of this episode definitely was focusing on Kakashi having to accept the fact and get over the fact that this is who Obito is and this is who Obito has become. For a big majority of the episode, Kakashi's there just like, it can't be, and why, and he's even asking questions, which to a certain degree I'm looking at Kakashi like, dog, he already answered your question, just accept it. He's like, could it be because of Rin? He already told you it's because you let Rin die, or it may be because you let Rin die. So he, throughout this episode, is definitely trying to cope with the fact that somebody that he looked at as a hero, somebody that he idolized for the most part for everything that he stood for and sacrificed his life, could become something like this, and it's kind of making him second guess everything he's ever believed in. And one of the things throughout this episode that you can see is that while he's second guessing himself, while he's in denial, in shock, the one thing that is kind of keeping him afloat is all the lessons that I learned from Obito, that I taught to Naruto. The lessons and the meaning behind those lessons are still there within Naruto. So even though my once friend, my once comrade has turned over a new leaf and he's pretty much just dark as hell, for the most part, at least those lessons still apply. They're still inside my student Naruto, and that definitely helped him to overcome what he was facing, the grief he was feeling within his heart. He didn't completely get over it, but you can see at the very least he stood up and he said, I can't just let this guy slash me, because a big chunk of the episode is just Obito fucking stabbing him, slashing him, fucking just destroying him, and Kakashi's just taking it like, I deserve this, I am trash. And it's like a little bit too much back and forth of, you're trash, you're garbage. Yes, I am trash, Obito. You're a fucking piece of shit, you're trash. I understand, I am trash, Obito. So a big chunk of that episode is that. But then when he finally gets to go on the offense and stop pretty much doing a terrible defense of getting his ass kicked, you can still see he's holding back, because when Obito is in the other dimension, part of his torso, and Kakashi's there as well, instead of Kakashi just going straight up Chidori, right there, he could have ended it, he just kind of punches him and, gives him a couple jabs to the gut, which I guess a big chunk of that, in a way, of him not doing that. We've seen Kakashi Anbu filler arc where a big thing that haunted him a long time, throughout most of his life, was the fact that he Chidori'd his best friend Rin. So that is right there a traumatic experience. So I don't even think he would dare, even regardless if he got over that little hump of accepting it, he's not going to do that, simply because that's something that haunted him already, having to kill Rin that way. And imagine him having to do that to Obito. So even if he had the opportunity right there, he was not going to do that, simply because he's already experienced a huge traumatic event in his life doing something very similar. And at the same time, he's still apprehensive to do this, because he still is like, I can't fucking believe this. Even after he got over the little bit of the hurdle, the lessons that I learned from him just feel like a lie, but he actually gets over it, but he still is a little bit like, fuck, what do I do? Which is understandable. I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody you thought passed away came back to life and they're just completely different of a person, you're gonna be like, what the fuck do I do as well? Now, while arguably there is a lot of fighting in this episode, for the most part, it was just action-packed, which every now and then is good to get an action-packed episode, especially returning from that long filler that we had. Getting a nice little action here or there is actually a good thing. Even though, again, the filler was actually a pretty good filler, coming back and getting some nice action. Because coming into this episode, I was kind of like, gonna miss Kakashi Anbu filler, but this episode was actually pretty good. So I was fine with the fact that the episode was actually action-packed episode. We also got in this episode Madara using that dragon, and I think this episode, they were definitely trying to show a little bit more of the Mokatone. I don't remember specifically some of these events, like when Obito used the Mokatone when he was fighting Kakashi to wrap him up. I don't know if that was actually in the manga or not, but I definitely saw that they were using a lot more of the wood style within this episode, trying to make it a little bit more prevalent, because if I'm correct, Obito, he did use that in the flashback, and he never really got to use that again in the manga. For the most part, he never really used the Mokatone, the wooden style, especially considering he has Uchiha and Senju DNA. He should be able to use it just fine. So getting to see him use it a little bit here or there in this episode was good as well. Just seeing that little clash between Naruto, the wooden dragon, and, him in his QB mode, and Madara just chilling there. Like, one of the things I noticed is Madara, at this particular point, doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, okay, I'll summon a wooden dragon, I'll fuck you up. But he's not really, you can see in this episode, he's not giving it his all. At the end of the episode, fucking Ten Tails Juubi is revived, and he's just chilling back. So it definitely makes you keep in mind that, like, why is he like, you know, so laxed? Why is he so chill? And another key point in this episode you can see is that Naruto and the Kyuubi have definitely become one, to the point where they're actually switching back and forth, and the Kyuubi is actually in control of Naruto for a little bit, even though that was pretty funny. That was like probably the funniest moment when he was trolling with Kakashi and just swung him into Obito. That was pretty hilarious. So it also gave a little bit of a balance of showing where Naruto is at right now with the Kyuubi, and just seeing that they're a lot more of a team than they ever were before. So there we got a little bit of progression as well. And just overall, the 10 Tails is fucking revived. If that's not progression, I don't know what is. We've been waiting for a fucking long time since we heard the legend of it, and it is here. It is fucking nasty looking. The design is disgusting. It looks like a blob of shit on top of an elephant. It is disgusting. Very good episode. I'm gonna give this one 8 out of 10. A little bit too action heavy, but at the end it did pay off, so we got some good progression at the end. Actually, some very good progression with the Juubi's revival. And ultimately, this episode just really, it showed internal struggles within Kakashi dealing with this stuff, and just overall it had a lot of ass-kicking action. I mean, once again, the Juubi revival. Need I say more? Let me know what you guys think. First of all, what do you think about Madara? Why is he so chilled and relaxed, even though this giant monstrosity, 10 Tails, has just been revived? Do you think that he has some sort of easy, you know, ace in the whole plan with all of this? Or, you know, just why do you think he's so chill? Also, how did you feel about Kakashi's internal struggle dealing with what was going on? Do you think that he dealt with it in a proper manner? Were you getting annoyed? To a certain degree, I was a little bit like, Kakashi, come on, stop asking the same questions. Stop letting him slash you. This is a piece of shit right there. But what do you guys think? Were you just like frustrated with that? Did you understand it? Again, like, it was understandable, but at the same time, you just want to fucking smack Kakashi like, yo, go beat his ass. Obito is shit. Just your overall thoughts of the episode. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say, or you enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.